everyone. It's been a long time that I didn't go in live, and I do believe everyone is doing well. And Happy New Year again to everybody, because we had a very rough year. So today, I want to speak about empath. For people who doesn't understand what is empath are the people, they are very empathetic. It's something that is a gift and also a curse, right? So I want to speak more about it because I am one of them, and I can tell you, therapy has helped me to understand how to how to be how to regulate it, how to be not too much of it, because sometimes being an empath can be a good thing and also it can be a bad thing. People always think, oh, empath people are just good people, they're so good, but you know, anything that you too much of, it's not always good. You have to be able to have a balance, right? So I want to speak about that. An empath person, it's a person that is um so empathetic. They always want to help even they cannot help. And I do believe if you are one of them, you have to sometimes have like some therapy section, and also have a friend who's not one of them. I don't mean have a mean friend without no empathetic um feelings, but I mean someone who can see when you making decision things that you want to give you don't have, so that person can be honest with you and let you know that you know what, you should help yourself first before you try to help another person. And this person did so many things to you already, why you want to forgive this person? It's like you can forgive, but you don't allow them to enter into your life. So what you're doing right now is opening the door for them to destroy you. The reason why I'm talking about that, because I've been to an abusive relationship for 5 years, and the only reason that really helped me as an empath to come out from the relationship is because I am a very confident woman, and also I have a strong faith in God, and I never experienced before an abusive relationship, and I know it was wrong. So this really helped me. But even that, I allow this person to really destroy my life, right? And the reason this person stayed that long in my life is due to my empathetic feeling, and I didn't understand who I am as a person, what was an empath. I didn't know those things. So by doing therapy, by doing research, and I really started learning about who I am. I know I was married, but who are you as a person? Do you have boundaries, and do you understand when you cannot give things that you don't have, you can't give what you don't have. And a lot of times we always want to I miss you too, Jojo. Welcome. We always want to protect. We always want to help. But one thing that I have learned in life, you have to protect yourself before you trying to protect another one. Because if you can't protect yourself, you will not be able to protect another one. And a lot of times we forget about ourselves as empath to protect someone who doesn't even care about us. So it takes me over 4 years to started taking action against my ex-husband. Why? Because I was an empath. Empath people, they so I don't know if it's a good thing, to be honest with you, because I pray about it and I ask God, you know what, it's something that I'm dealing with all the time, that you always want to help, you always want to do this, that's in your heart, but at the same time you have to understand you can't do everything. You are not God. And you have to understand that if someone hurt you and abused you or did things wrong to you, you should not feel bad to take action against them. So in my case, in an abusive relationship, what I was thinking, oh my God, what about if he lose that? What about if they put him in jail? What about if they destroy his career? What about me he's destroying? What about me he's abusing? He's calling names. He's breaking things. He's destroying my clothes and even raising his hand in my face. What about he's calling me names in front of my children? This is destruction emotionally, physically, and mentally. I didn't I think about that, but at the same time you think so much about the other person. That's why I call empath people, sometimes a lot of us, we have selfless selfishness into us. we don't really, we more focus on into protect someone else instead of protecting herself, right? And I want to say it, I saw it so many times. So the reason why I do believe empath people should take therapists will help you to understand things that you accept that is not normal, that is not okay. It is okay sometimes to, when someone hurt you, to stand for yourself. It is okay when a friend hurt you to say, you know what, you don't respect me, I love you, but unfortunately we don't have the same values, you have to go on your way. I miss you too. Welcome. And I hope you had a BJ One Love. Welcome back. And I hope you had a happy new year. So, those things that, as an empath before, I can tell you. That's why I said the 100. If you want to heal, therapy will not be the only things that can heal you. Therapy will help, but you have to do the work too. Because I can tell you, what really helped me is by spending time with God and do my healing by myself sometimes after therapy. Because a lot of times, friends that hurt me, ex-husband that hurt me, so what I used to do, I felt bad because I left him. I felt bad because every time that I don't speak to someone that hurt me, it takes me a lot. Now I don't feel like that because I work on myself. I had knowledge about control my empathetic feelings, not to understand that, Marie, you're not a normal person, you are too empathetic, and that's why I said being an empath is a gift and also is a curse, because if you don't protect yourself, people are gonna walk on you, people are gonna destroy you, people are gonna hurt you, people are going to take advantage of you, and you're gonna be, a lot of times empath people, they need to be recharged. That's why people, they can understand us. A lot of time I need to be alone because you give so much energy of yourself. You want to protect the world. You want to protect others. You see, there's a time when things happen in Haiti. I feel that I was just connected with the people who were dying. I was so hurt. I was like really, really deep. And my friends couldn't understand that. They said, "Oh, Marie, you too much. I have to remove myself on Facebook, remove myself on the whole social media, because just reading an article, see what's going on into the world, I feel concerned." And that's how bad it is. It's a good thing, but you have to understand how to control it, because this type of thing can put a whole emotional trouble into your mind, and now you destroy. And that's why I wanted to speak about that, because so many things happen to me, and I said, you know what, I allow them to happen to me too, by my way of doing things. But because people, you treat people how to treat you. That's one thing we don't understand. You can be the most beautiful person, you can be the nicest person. If you have a friend, yes, and your friend speak to, I had a friend actually in New York. I love her as a sister, but she never loved me the way that I loved her. I don't know for what reason. And when I am with a friend, you like my sister. If you don't have a place to live, even I live in a one room, I will allow you to sleep in my room. That's how caring that I am. And I'm not the only one that is like that. Anyone who you know as an empath, they are like that. But we don't even, yesterday, let me finish, we don't even think about, can I really protect this person? Do I have enough to protect this person? What's gonna happen? It's good to have to be a good person you want to protect, but you have to be able also to protect yourself. And a lot of times when you are like that, people who are not like you, they think you are stupid, they think you're not smart, they think you just, they, instead of appreciate what you are giving to them, they will take advantage of you. And I understand that I cannot be like that. I've been hurt so many times that friends that I opened doors for, friends I was there to support, and they are the one that turned against me. And after they came back, I'm sorry, it's because something bad happened to my life, and I opened the door again, allow them to be in my life, and the same thing happened. Now, after 2018, 2019, I've learned to not allow those things to happen. And you know why? I discover who the empathetic emotion in me in the United States, because I never been in a situation, crazy friends like in the US. My friends that I knew, we always been like sister. sisters in France. And today I was talking with one of my childhood friends. I explained to her how hard it is as an adult to meet people. But I do believe my friend, she is just like me. She likes to help too. And that's why she started talking about God. She said, Marie, I have to pray a lot for discernment. I have to pray for wisdom because I feel like I always want to help. And a lot of time they ended up by hurting me. And I had this conversation with my friend. She's like my sister. I said, wow, I have to share that to people because that's exactly I felt. And what really helped me to remove this type of feeling when someone did wrong to me, to just stand against it and take action or say, I don't want to be around you anymore, not feeling bad about it, is by by praying. To be honest with you, prayer really helps. Prayer is very, very, very helpful. I pray a lot and I ask God for wisdom. I ask God for discernment. And also I do some therapies because we don't know everything. I read a lot. And it's okay. It is okay if someone hurts you. First, you have to forgive yourself and forgive the person. Forgiving doesn't mean to allow the person to be in your life. Forgive is not having any hate in your heart. Whatever he did to me is in the past. I move on. But that doesn't mean I'm going to open my door to allow you to do the same thing to me. Because one thing that I know, human being, we are so far from being perfect. We are not like God, so we're not the type of person to say, okay, she forgave me. You don't know how the person think. And this is what happened to my friend in New York. She's like, oh, everything was good, but this person never was like 100% the way that I felt about her. Even we had back and forth, we think, oh, we move on, but this person always has a bad feeling inside of her heart for me. I will say who hate me and who just want to be in my circle because she wants to know what's going on and can use them against me. And when I was dealing with a divorce, she really used them against me. So you don't want that. Sometimes having a lot of friends is not always the best. It's not about the quality. It's about who you really have in your life. Are they good people? Do you have friends who are honest with you? They tell you the truth. When you're going to tough season, they there for you. A lot of times people, they are there when you're having fun, when you're going out, when everything is great. And I understand that by my divorce. Because when everything was great, I have this husband, I live in this big house, everybody was there. But once you're dealing with your tough season, difficulty, now you're by yourself, you will see how many will be there for you. So that's one thing that I've learned in life, and I've learned to understand about protecting yourself. That's number one thing. And if you're not able to do it by yourself, try to find out, read about it. There's a lot of book about this type of thing. There's article also. There's therapies. You can find some therapies, some therapy section. And YouTube, there's Dr. Ramani. She's a doctor. She's giving free therapy section on YouTube. And there's so many things that you can do. Have a good friend. Prayer really help. I really pray all the time and ask God to protect me. I say, God, please show me the fake friends that I have in my life, because I'm not smart enough, Lord, to understand who is there, who's not there. Sometimes you think you know, but you don't know. And now I started to understand. Wow. And in 2021 was the perfect year for me because I pray about it and I was able to cut a lot of people off. And I felt relieved. That's why I want to speak about it, because sometimes when I don't speak to people, I always feel bad. Oh my God, why I did that? But I know this person did wrong to me. I have thank you, BJ One Love. And I have to remove that person in my circle. But I always feel bad. And I'm always been a person, I block you, I don't want to speak to you. Sometimes when you see people just block you, they cut you off, is because of how they are. They're not able to take decision if they don't block you. They know they don't want to speak to you anymore. And sometimes you're gonna keep calling them, and in order for them to not speaking to you, they're not bold enough, or an empath is not in. You have to push an empath button in order for her to tell you the truth. Like when empaths speak, they will tell you the real truth in your face. So that's why they don't like to have confrontation, because they can be so honest and it can be really bad. if you don't like to hear the honesty. And that's how I am. When I speak and I tell you the truth, I'll be respectful, but I will tell you the truth fully. And a lot of times people cannot handle the truth, and that's why sometimes it's just like it's not worth the time. If it's not a good friend, it's not someone who care for you, the person just there to take advantage of you, or just knowing what's going on into your life to go enjoy it. Oh, I'm happy this happened to her. Just move on. Just move on with your life. So I wanted to share that because life, it's hard, but it depends how you deal with it. We're gonna have up and down all the time, and it's very important the people that you allow to be in your circle. It's very, very, very important. That's why you have to choose. People always think only relationship can destroy another person. Being a friendship, it's also a relationship. Like, I always see a friendship as a family. Sometimes a friend can be stronger than a husband if the husband doesn't um you don't have a strong, like, you guys are not in good term, it's always back and forth, and a friend could be there for you to listen to you, give you advice in your worst moment, right? So that's why friend, it's something that it is very important to choose wisely, including relationship, because this type of people, if they're not good people like you, there's no way to be around them, because what's gonna happen, they're gonna hurt you. And we know empath people, when they hurt deep, they love deep, they hurt like we very, very, very emotional people, we very deep, we very caring, very loving, and we can get hurt super, super, super easy. I want to say it. And don't use it, don't think that you are weird, don't think that people taking advantage of you because you're not smart. Like I said, you can use it a good way. It's a gift that God gave you, but understand how to use it. Understand really, really how to use it, because sometimes people will just take advantage of you good. And it is up to you to stand and say, you know what, I don't want to deal with that. I see it already. And that's one thing about me. I am an empath, but at the same time, when I see people taking advantage of me, I cut them off. And one thing that I used to do with friends, with females friends, not relationship, when they come back, oh, I'm sorry, I was in this thing, like that, blah, and I forgive. And they came back, they keep doing the same thing. I forgive people 2 times or 3 times. Now I don't do that anymore. I forgive you in front of God and do your way. I don't have to allow you to be in my life, because one thing that I realize, if people respect you, they will be careful with their words. Words are very sharp, are very powerful. And when someone tell you word is nothing, it's just word. No, words are very powerful. That's why they said abusive relationship, the emotional part is the harder, because it attacks your brain. It's your mental it attacks, not your physical, right? So we cannot do anything without our brain. We need our brain to think, we need our brain to make decisions, we need our brain to everything that we're doing, we need to use our brain. And that's why when I left my ex-husband, he takes me a long time to heal, because I know how deep that I am. I use my brain for everything. I know women usually use their physical appearance for everything, but I am the opposite. I use my brain for everything. So when I can't think, when I cannot think, I cannot do nothing. I cannot function. And that's one thing. When somebody attacked you, you have to stand for yourself. Don't feel bad. Nobody deserves to be abused. Nobody deserves to be controlled. Nobody deserves to be disrespected. If somebody really care for you, they should be able to control their emotions. And yesterday I had a conversation with a friend about emotion. Control your emotion, because your emotion can help you grow or can help you break down. And yeah, that's what I had to say. Talking with my friend about empath and how healing is. What time is it? I have to go soon. Oh, so what is healing? And because also yesterday I see. I disconnected right away. I left. It's been over 5 months. I don't go to TikTok, Facebook, so even on YouTube. I didn't go. I just needed to be alone. I just needed to be like that was my time. I need to be with God. So I went on TikTok and I saw. That's why I don't like social media anymore because there's always a sad story. Um, this USA Miss, beautiful young lady, smart. She's a lawyer. She was Miss USA at 20 years, and she's also a host, a TV show hostess or host. I don't know how the name that you give it in the English language. So that lady, she committed what I don't need to say in YouTube. And people kept putting in the comment, oh my God, this lady looks so perfect. She's beautiful. She has thank you, BJ One Love. It's funny because I'm taking therapy with my therapist. She said, you know what, I'm learning from you, Marie. I think you should be a counselor. And thank you. But I think it's a gift from God. And today I was talking about my friend, how sometimes I spoke to people and I find out about themselves. They open to me and they like some women that been to abusive relationship. I help them to come out from addiction, drug addiction, and also alcohol. And some of them, they ended up by taking action. They ended up having being brave. And I said, you know what? That's a gift from God because I didn't go to school for therapies, but I had to go to this trial season of my life what I was dealing with, um, to understand, to get to connect with the gift that God gave me. I never thought that I was this person that could speak about those things who can touch people really deep. But yeah, so the lady, people couldn't believe that she died because she killed herself um because she is so beautiful. She has a career together. She sounds like she has everything going on, and she is on TikTok always saying how her life is good and giving advice. And thank you, BJ. I appreciate giving advice and everything. And I tell people I can connect because you know what? In life, people don't want to show you the downfall. They don't want you to know what's going on into the life because they show us as an early age not to speak up, especially in Black community. And they see people with like mental health like issues. It's like you're crazy, which is not true. We are human. The same way we have physical sickness, her brain is a part of her body. If we don't take care of her spiritually, emotionally, of course we're gonna have some issues, right? And people were like, she was so perfect. She looks like she has everything all together. I said, yes, people can have everything together in the world, but do they have everything together inside, spiritually, mentally, emotionally? Because the body to be physically good and healthy is not only one thing, everything has to match together. Right, so that's why sometimes we have to be very honest to ourselves, to know, be honest with us, not looking. And another thing I realize, social media is really destroying us, and that's why you see we have so much of mental health issues because people looking for approval from others, the likes, how many likes that I get, how many comments that I get, and people showing off the perfect life, and the other one looking at the other one, oh, her life is more perfect than I, oh, maybe I have problem. You started to do a comparison, right? Instead of you spending time with yourself, understand that I am grateful for what I have. God, I am grateful for what I have. I never do comparison. That's why I remove Facebook. I remove everything. But I'm using YouTube because YouTube, I know it's a great way of knowledge, learning, and you can share your knowledge on YouTube. I've learned so much from YouTubers, and I said, you know what? God gave me a gift to speak to people, to touch people deeply, to share my message. My healing season was a time, and now is the time to heal others. Use your story to heal others. Don't take your story as a shame. You went through it because there's a reason why. And I am so grateful that I passed by this situation that I passed with my ex-husband. I will never be the woman that I am now. I wasn't so deep like that, right? So one thing that I want to say, social media is something that destroying people mentally, and you need to know it's okay to use it because that's our generation, but you need to know when to cut it off, when to get a break. There was a time I was too much on Facebook, on Instagram. I said, no, this is the time for me. This is the time for me to I have too much going on into my life. I cannot be like on social media anymore if I don't have a serious message to share to the world, if I don't have anything to do. So people, they can have all the things that they have, but they're still not happy. You know why? Because naturally they are in competition with others, even people they don't know, people they see on Facebook, people they see on Instagram, people they see on TikTok. Oh my God, everyone is faking it. Everyone is so perfect. Everyone is so beautiful. Everyone has this life, has this nice house. And now they started to compare their life with others and not even be grateful for the life that they have. That's why we have to have gratitude in our lives. You might think that you don't have enough. You might think that your life is a mess, but there's always someone who is dealing with the worst than you. Comparison is not always the best thing to do in life. You know, it's not always the best thing to do in life. I met a lady, she is very wealthy, and she stayed in an abusive relationship for 20 years, and she's 50 years old. You know what? That lady, when I spoke to her, I prayed with her, she started crying. And she's like, you should be this, you should be that. I said, you should be this. She said, you know, my life is, I said, your life is not over. That lady, I've learned from her. I said, you know what? That lady is very successful. She has all that money. But one thing that I had, God gave me the mental strength that she doesn't have. And you know, it's okay because we don't have everything. I don't have the money that she has. She doesn't have the strength that God gave me. But what we can do as human beings is being a team, sharing her strength, sharing her gift, and helping each other's. And she told me, she said, you should do this. I said, we can do it. You can use your trouble, your things that you've been through that you think like is a shame to heal other women. I said, you see your situation, this person got you addicted to drug, got you addicted to alcohol, but one thing, you can use that and no longer be unaddicted, because when someone is trying to destroy you and this person wants you to be addicted to drugs so he can use it against you, oh, now you are a bomb. But one thing, when you stand, you said, I will not touch drugs, I will not touch alcohol, I will not touch any of these things, I will deal with it raw. It's easy for me to say it because I never drank or smoking, but one thing that I can tell you, I could fall in it easily too because I deal with some tough situation. I refuse to not touching those things because I know if you take alcohol, you take drugs because you want to be away from your problem, you're gonna get worse. You're just gonna feel okay. Now you are relaxed, you forget a little bit later. You can't even focus to fight it because now you have a distraction in your life. That's why addiction to those things is never a good thing. And whatever you're dealing with, you have to be honest with you and be grateful for what you have. You might think you don't have money, you might think you don't have that thing, you don't have your husband, you don't have the wife, but you don't know what another person is dealing with. You have your health. And that's one good thing God gave me. I am always grateful for everything in my life, and this helped me. And after talking to this lady, I am so grateful to God. I said, God, I am grateful to you, because she said she cannot leave the man because they had a company together, they have money, he will take all the money. I said, look, now you don't have your freedom. Freedom is number one thing. Freedom is what going to help you to grow. Without freedom, we are a slave. We are slave. When you're not free, what can you do? You have the money, but you don't even know how to enjoy the money. You're using alcohol, right? That's one thing I am so grateful of, and that's why my ex-husband still want to destroy me, because he cannot use anything to keep me. He doesn't matter how big it was his house. He doesn't matter how much how many nannies that he gave me. He doesn't matter how much he bought his bags for me. I said those are nothing. They are materials, because as long that you cannot respect me, you can use your words to destroy me. You can break my things. You can raise your hands on me. It doesn't matter how many times, even if it's one time. That's mean it's my time to live. And that one thing that I've learned that God gave me. Gratitude is number one thing in life. Someone who never grateful for what they have, they will never be happy. Because guess what? When you're not grateful, you will always feel like if I did that, you're not gonna be brave. Grateful people, they will always has hope. They will always have hope because they understand that I have to lose this in order for me to go, in order for me to get what I want. Thank you, BJ. You're gonna make me turn purple. Black people don't turn red, I will turn purple. So I wanted to say that. And after talking to this lady, we both cried, and she decided to no longer take alcohol, to no longer do this. We kept contact together, and I decided to speak up on YouTube to say, you know what, I can share. And my therapy kept telling me, you see, I'm speaking about that. My therapy kept telling me, you should be a counselor. You should be a counselor. And I said, you know what, sometimes God give you gift. And they said it in the world. They said it in the Bible. God give gift, and the world gives skills. There's gift that God gave you. You will not get it from the world. You will get it from only from Him. So a lot of times the situation that you are in, there's a reason why. The time gonna come. The time going to come. Just stay there, and sometimes even you don't have time, you don't have the strength to pray. Just say, God help me, because in a place that I didn't have the strength to pray. And I don't look like spiritual, that's why we don't judge people by the book. Right? And not because someone going to church saying, oh Lord Jesus, blah blah blah, that's mean they're good people. Everything is from the heart. It's from the heart. You cannot judge people by the looks, by the cover, by the education, what inside. Because I can lie to you by the way that I look, by the way that I speak, but I cannot lie to you the way that I feel, the way that I think when I take actions. Do I really care? Because one thing that I always said, when people care, they are forced to take action. And that's one thing about empath. They take action due to emotion, because the emotion is, I have to help, I have to help. Sometimes they're not even in the right place to help, but they can't see another person suffer, and they were forced to be helped, to help others. And that's why I said, being a good person is a good thing, but protect yourself and be grateful for who you are. Never compare your life with another person's lives because you see on internet or even in person, because you don't know what they're dealing with. People, they don't want to tell you what they're dealing with. Be grateful. Even you don't have food at home, but the fact that you are healthy, you can speak. There's people right now, they are rich, they have money, but they are at the hospital, they can't breathe. They will pay to get your organ, right? They will pay to get your eye. They will pay to get something. You have to give them some blood. Be grateful for that. And I've learned in life. This lady that I met, I said, wow, God, I am grateful. This lady has all the money, but she doesn't have the mental strength. I met her for a reason, and she met me for a reason. That's why you shouldn't judge people by money. You shouldn't judge people by social status. You shouldn't judge people or whatever by the way they look, because you don't know. You don't know. That's why you see a lot of criminals, they rich, they have all the things, because you know what, as human beings, we judge people by what they have, and they can use you with money. But when you are a good person, you stand, you said, you know what, I will not do it because I don't believe in that. I want to do good. I want to be good in order for me to make the world a better place, because you don't just live for yourself. You live to leave a legacy behind. Last time I spoke to a friend, I told her, I said, I never need approval from the world. I never need approval even from my parents, because I know who I am. And that's the most beautiful thing that God could give you. Knowing who you are. When you know who you are, people are gonna attack you because they don't like that. They don't like people who are like confident, people who knows what they want, people who stand against the unfairly. They prefer you to shut your mouth and come with them doing the wrong thing, also destroy order. When you say no, I will not do that. It doesn't matter if it's my husband, it doesn't matter if it's my child, it doesn't matter if it's my loved one, but this is what I believe. I'm not supposed to do those things. That's not who I am. My values are not this type of things. They will not love you. And I can tell you, I had so many issues, so many things come after me. I've been living in the US by myself, but I never been alone. The one who think they have the networking, the one who think they have the best lawyer, the one who think they have the money, they have this, they have those people to manipulate the system. I never have the fear for them, because I know that whatever energy you put in the world, you're gonna get it back at the end of the day. You might think right now you're winning, but you're not gonna win forever. That's why you have to do good to others. I wanted to share, let me see what time it is, because when I'm speaking I can be very passionate and I forget what I have to do. Thank you, BJ. I'm not a counselor, but I always I don't let money and materials really use me. And today I'm so glad I will connect to my childhood friend in France. And it's funny because, you know what, I think if you can be friend forever with your childhood friend, it would be a great thing. Because I left France and I moved to the US, and in my adult life, meeting new people, those people, they don't know really who you are. But people who were raised with you since you were young, they really know who you are. And you know each other and you don't judge each other. You have each other best interests, right? And it's funny talking to my friend. She was saying, Marie, I always know that I was a good person. It's just, we were young, we didn't focus on God, and and I told her, I said, it's funny you saying that. Those qualities that you have, it's qualities from God, not from the world. Because my friend, my childhood friends in France, oh my God, they like my sisters. I love them to death. They would do anything for me. I would do anything for them. Like my ex-husband, he couldn't understand. We still keeping in contact, saying, "Oh, that was young, but we were raised to be adult together, and we still keep contact." Because having friends who has the same value as you, the same mindset, and who is really, really very good, it's not easy to find those people right now in the world. There's good people in the world, but when you are already an adult, especially if you were raised in a different country, you have a different culture. When I moved to the US, it's different from France. French people, they are more like into helping, they're more human. America is more into money. That there's a point I felt like, whoa, I didn't understand living in this country. Even comparing family living in France and family living in the United States is completely different. It's not easy meeting new people. And if you find a good person in your life, be grateful to it. Just really, 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 yes, he kept me true to my soul. That is very important. And I do believe that's the reason why a lot of people are dealing with mental health, because people feel so confused. Even in relationship, I said I will never date anymore online. Even in relationship, people, they don't even know what they want anymore, right? We like so confused. We so many in the world. We always on YouTube, on not YouTube, or on other social media, just to showing off, but we can't find each other, right? Because you know what, we no longer spending time to each other. People, they more focused into themselves. They more focused into what I accomplished to prove to others. That's one thing that I realized in the US. People are always in competition with each other. They're not even happy with themselves, but they're fighting to prove to the world, this is who I am, this is what I make, I don't care what they will think. You should care what makes you happy. And that's why you might see someone doesn't have a lot, of material, but they look so good or they look so happy, they always smiling, because it's from the heart. It's not what they have, it's the person that they are. They can live with themselves. There's a lot of people, they have so much everything, but when they can't even sleep at night. It is very, very important to understand all these values, these qualities in life, because I always will speak about those things, especially living in the US has changed my mindset, make me believe, making me a more deeper person, right? Instead, I remember someone tell me, once you move in the US, a guy, you're gonna, you're not gonna be the French girl anymore. You will be so materialistic. You will be so this. I said, I will never change. And I am so grateful to God, I never change. I never changed, and I don't think it's only because I was raised in France. It's because the way, the values my parents raised me. They didn't have a lot of material, but they do have a lot of love, and I always priority love. Anyways, I always prioritize. It's a French word, priority. I cannot say it in English. Anyways, I always put love first. We're gonna say. And my well-being first, my soul, what I feel, is very, very, very important for me to be really connected emotionally. And when I feel that I'm not connected with someone and something, I can feel it. That's what being an empath. And that's why I wanted to share. You can be happy, you can be good, you can be a good person, but be careful. And be careful, because not everyone wants good for you. You probably wants good to people, and that's one thing I didn't understand, because raising with my friend in France, my friends, they exactly like me. I never remember one of my female friends in France is jealous of me, or I get jealous of them, or don't want me to be the best. They always we always been like that, like almost like sisters. The mother, like, I don't even, if we have a little cat fight, the parents will say, oh, those girls don't even come into the issues, because even the sisters, we are more closer than the sisters, the own sisters, to tell you how it was hard for me to understand that not everyone wants you to win, because I didn't live like that. I was in raised like that. Always thought, um, being friend with someone and being a good friend, it's helping each other, it's supporting each other, it's being there for each other. It's almost like a part of your family, of your blood, right? But it's not always like that. And you might be good to them, but that doesn't mean they will return the good. And you don't need to change your way of helping people, because some people, they just turn bad. They like, oh, I used to help before, I don't care anymore. No, I refuse to be like that. But I've learned to protect myself. I've learned things, I'm not God. Things that I cannot give, I will pray about it and ask God to come to help them. And you can still check on the person, but you don't need to continue to have always long conversation with them, telling them all your business, and they will use that against you later on, because jealous people, they are in your life because they want to know what's going on. So when you're no longer with them, they're gonna tell the whole, all your life, or be happy, be so happy for what happened to you. I'm glad I shared that with you guys. Have a good day, and again, take care of you. Don't forget your mental part, and spend time with yourself. It is okay. Will you have burn sweating with that ruler? My children, I'm joking. When I want them to do their work, I say, you better do it. But they say, mommy always have that, but she doesn't hurt her. But I need to be like a real Caribbean Haitian lady, because I guess, like, who tell me that you stay too long in France, that's why your children playing games with you. Yeah, so that's my children rule. My daughter, she wants everything pink. So what I want to say, be grateful again. Thank you, BJP. I'm back now. Be grateful for what you have. Never compare your life with someone. Um, one comparison can be good is the way you do it. I always said there's positive and negative in everything. So I have a friend. She is very, very, very spiritual, and I would say also she's very like godly, right? I knew her for a long time since I was pregnant of my first child, and my son is 7 now. So she prayed for everything, and but I didn't know she was that God fearing lady, right? My beautiful, not so crazy lady, correct. Um, she can be crazy sometimes. I think my personality can be crazy, um, but crazy in the good way. I don't drink, I don't smoke, so I control my craziness, right? Um, so I had my friends that I was raised with, and all of majority of them has they have children, and I compare my life and my old friends, my childhood friends to her, because she is the one actually who made me, who really helped me to be more spiritual and to pray when I feel things, and her and my cousin, right? So you can have a friend and do comparison in a good way, but not trying to say, oh, she's better than I and this and that, and don't even appreciate what you have, you know. There's a reason you are in it. You might don't understand it now, but after 3 4 years, sometimes 1 year 6 months, you will understand, right? And my friend, she waited for she waited for marriage. She waited even to kiss. She is a woman who followed the Bible, like everything. She doesn't wanna. And at first, when I met her, and when my children acting out, and because we used to go to the park, she always said, "Pray on the head." And I said, "Oh my God, that lady pray for everything. She pray for everything." But even I took her advice, I do it, and he really works, right? And her children, they very calm. She work from home. She does everything from home. She is in peace. I'm going to tell you that lady, looking at her life and comparing her life to my other friend and friends, people, I don't want to say all my friends and friends. Now I have friends who is really spiritual like me, that who are just like getting they were dating and having sex before marriage, and also have children um without getting married, and they had to go to the trauma like me. Even I was married before marriage. That doesn't mean anything if you don't include God into your marriage, right? So, and comparing to my life too, I said, wow, look at the trauma that I deal with. My ex-husband, he was abusive, he's controlling, it was all this. And this lady, she has a husband who is so appreciative of her. She has her family together. I know she told me, I know there's no perfection, because life, even you see everything perfect, but you can see, right? And that's the price that we have to pay. This comparison, I've learned from her, and I've learned why now, I said, God, I wasn't knowledgeable enough about what you said, about your words. I made some mistake by taking decision by myself, and I have to pay for the price, right? But I never ever feel, oh, my friend is better than I. My friend is this, and my friend is that. I've learned from her, and I even tell her, I said, "You're such a powerful woman. You should probably give advice on how to other mothers on YouTube, you know." And she is so good with children. I feel like she just gifted to be a staying home mom, a good woman, because being a good person, a good wife, is also elevated your husband. When you can pray for your husband, when you can understand you are so connected to God, is a blessing in the family. And those things, when you following God, so good things gonna happen to you too. But when you don't follow Him, you have to pay the price. And a lot of us, we don't understand that. We're like, oh, it's because I'm not lucky, it's because this. No, you make your bed, you have to lay in it. That's how it is. And that's why I call positive comparison, learning from someone good by saying, I can do that too. I made a mistake, but I've learned from that person, and I can take advice from this person to not keep repeating the same mistake, right? When I have my ex-husband calling me in court for no reason, I am stressed, I call her, she's there, she's like, Marie, you know you cannot be on shoes. She always had something in the Bible helping me. That's the people that you need in your life, who are always positive, who always have a message of encouragement to give you. So you will not be that person who is always in anger, always in comparison, always like, oh, this person is perfect, I am dealing with this, it's because I'm not lucky, God is punishing me. No, God is not punishing you. I wanted to tell you that. Be grateful for what you have and keep thinking positive. If you have to take a deep breath, if you have, take it. If you have to be away from social media, just do it. Because let me tell you something. This young lady who lose her life, I'm sure if she takes some time away and just spend time with herself and praying God, I don't know. But one thing that I know, he works for me. She probably has so much pressure on her. People always think being successful, being beautiful, have a career is everything, can make you happy. No. Because when you doing things is not for you, or because you want to prove to the world, because you allow the world to put pressure on you, the world will always put pressure on you. It depends how you handle it, right? So it can be a good thing and a bad thing. Don't allow this to be happen to you. Take action, protect yourself, and God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend. I have to go. And thank you for to everyone who watched my video. Please also feel free to share.